Alright, fucking starving artist over here. Shit.
Who?
It was an expression.
You gotta start somewhere, though.
It was an expression. You don't even have to start.
I was gonna say who.
I
I was about to say you damn right, nigga.
All right, man.
See?
Happy New Year's, ladies and gentlemen. To all my, my fellas right here. No better way to start the new year right than with a Talk Smack with Mac pod. You know what I'm saying? And I even got Travis out of his little cave of his to get on the pod. I got Trav, I got Lige, I got Kyle. We're going to be talking some good music. We're going to be talking new drops coming. And then we're also going to be talking some NFL stuff, NBA stuff. The usual shit talking. But with Travis be on the pod, if we ain't going to talk some UFC, so we'll probably sprinkle that in. It's going to get weird. But first, I'm going to start by saying congratulations to my dog, Elijah. He just got his dream car today, so that's pretty dope.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a little project. We about to get our hands dirty, but, tell the peeps about that.
Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? That same old Mustang I've been rapping about, that 89 rag top, finally got it today, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Mama Terry. It's a dope-ass feeling, you feel me?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Like, I've been wanting this car since I was a kid, so, it's finally dope to get something that you really want. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that girl you've been wanting your whole life.
Well, I'm still looking for her, you know what I'm saying? So
Get me started.
I feel you.
They'll come around, one of these times.
Yeah.
Let's talk smack.
Yeah, no, but it's a dope-ass feeling, though, for real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, that's dope. Congratulations again on that. And then also, man, you just had a song that dropped within the last, few days?
Yeah, on New Year's.
Yeah, man. Rut, tell us about that. Shout out to Ron.
Oh, yeah, my boy Ron. We got that track together and stuff. What's funny is my boy Tommy was on it at first. Shout out to my boy Tommy OTD. But, we just, went just another direction. There wasn't no hard feelings or nothing. Like, we just went another...
Shit happens.
Yeah, we just went another direction. And, tapped in with Ron, then he heard the verse and he was like, no, I got that shit. Then the dope part about Ron is he usually freestyles. That was the first time he wrote.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool to see that experience and really get everything going. And the way it's going already is everything right now is just going out just in a great direction. So I can't really complain about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Everything's just going in the right direction.
Yeah, man. It's fun, too. We just had our California trip. You had a pop-up out there. You were, introducing some merchandise to everybody, which is pretty hard. What do you want to say about that, man? Sprinkle our good times in there and the wild nights that we had and whatnot.
You got to tap in with Yeno Clothing, as Levi got on his, his hoodie right there. You got to tap in with Yeno Clothing Company. I'm the brand ambassador of that thing. So, we came up with a whole sweatsuit. Jean jacket. The
jean jacket is cold.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for mine, man. Just let me know where I send the dough to.
Oh yeah, no, we got the whole website.
Let me go ahead and get that. And
if everybody wants to tap in, if you subscribe on the website, you get 10% off, and use the code LIJA20, you get another 20% off. So it's 30% off on your order. So it's pretty dope. So just tap in, get any color sweatsuit you want, main colors, and jean jackets. We got the black, regular denim, and we got white. So it's pretty dope.
Yeah, man, that's dope. So, I want to hear about Perfect, man. You shot a music video. It looked like it was a fucking dope ass time. I'm sad I couldn't make that trip, but that's dropping in a few days?
Yep, supposed to in a few days.
Oh man, fingers crossed that shit drops, because that is a hard video, man. I can't wait for everybody to see it. And we need more Elijah T in the music setting. You know what I'm saying? We want to watch you. We want to watch you smile and act weird and do all the weird shit that you do, break shit and, spill things and whatnot. So we want to see you in the music videos.
Hey,
bro.
I didn't spill nothing in the video, though.
So it's not authentic?
Not that I did. No, I think I was in the pool, so if I did. I did fall in the water.
There you go. That's
I'm clumsy, man. I fell in the water. I fell in the water. Yeah, I did. I fell in the water.
You already know Kyle was inside fucking around in the studio, so probably didn't even see.
So what's dope about that, we had our own room. I had my own dressing room and stuff, so it was pretty cool because This nigga, we had the studio in the dressing room, so like we walking in and out. This nigga's recording the director.
Then Randy, when he was done with his part, I got Randy.
Like, so it was pretty dope. Like,
yo.
it was pretty dope. I was sitting there getting dressed. These niggas rapping. I'm like, oh, this cool. And I gotta go jump in the water and shit. But it was fun though, man. It was really like that was a dope ass experience. And just to bring it where I went to school out there. So like this is somewhere where I went to school and stuff. It was a dope ass feeling. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta get there on the next one, man. Y'all had like too much fun without me.
Well,
when we stayed at,
when we went for the pop up, my school was like 20 minutes from there, if that.
Weren't we just about 20 minutes from?
Like, you go straight down that street, the
LA
main
is
street.
so big and weird, you know. I don't know where I'm
If you
at.
take it straight
Bro,
down
I'm
towards
lost
that, what's that? I don't know what down Los Angeles towards that mountain, you make a left. It takes you straight to my school, like literally.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So next time we go, yeah, you gonna see it.
We're
Like,
gonna
you know
get a
what
little
I'm
weird. Get a little weird at the old college and
saying?
shit.
Shroom.
Yeah. If you know. Just know Mac, likes to get down and we have some fun.
This nigga.
All right, man. Just to shift gears a little bit. Just recently we had an icon pass away, Mr. John Madden.
A couple.
Yeah, man.
R.I.P. Betty White.
Betty White too. Yeah, Betty, man. She was
Fucking
short of
Zach
the hundo.
Fox.
Zach Fox was on it. Not to make it's not funny, but damn it, like he was on it.
He was on it.
Yeah, man, we're losing some people, but John Madden, man, this is every kid's introduction into football. The video games were so big; it teaches you the game so much. He's a legend for the Raiders, which is close to you, but close to us now too, with them being in Vegas. So so much surrounding John Madden and his past, and anything you want to say.
I can't even front, man. Like, that one hit me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, as a kid, like, even when my pops was a kid, like, when my pops was a kid, he was a coach for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he got to see that winning vibe that the Raiders had during that era because he's one of the most winningest coaches ever in the NFL.
Yeah, he was
Point
winning
blank.
always 10
Like,
games.
it's like
and more.
74. His winning rate was like 74%, something like that. 74, 70 something. It was 70 some percentage.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to win the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it was dope to see that. Then, like, for my pops. Then for me, like, I've been playing Madden since Sega. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, it was dope, like, really seeing that. Then, when PlayStation came out, like how they had like the Echo teams and the All Madden teams on the game, and like you playing with those dudes, like it was dope. Like really seeing that, to him being the announcer on the game. So when they took him off as the announcer from the game, I was a little pissed because like he really had it live, like real life, like
He brought that he had that energy.
He brought that energy to the game, and like that's what made it more fun. Like like it's cool now, but like it was way more entertaining when Madden was doing it.
There's a big difference between watching a game with great commentators and watching a game with poor or sub-poor. Anytime I watch a Utah Jazz game, I have to turn the damn volume down.
Man, almost
it's so bad.
Almost any local NBA team, the other commentators are shitty.
Yeah.
Other than Stu and Lance.
Shout out to
Those are them boys.
Hey.
They the shit.
Bill McDonald and Stu Lance, bro. Them two legendary men right there for the Lakers. They'll tell it how it is. But, to wrap it back to John Madden, the dude was just amazing at what he did.
Like the infamous the Gatorade sequence, the jugs, and that's about to douse the coaches.
Yeah.
And he was like, the mother and father Gatorade bottles made the baby Gatorade, so there's 3 of them now instead of 2. Usually it's 2, but it's 3. Like his analogy for things was just like
different.
It was so outside the box, and
Yeah.
it's live. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just dope, like, just to experience that. Then you play the game, it's the same way.
Yeah.
So, like, rest in peace to Madden, man. The All-Pro team, they need to turn it into All Madden. Like, straight up. Straight up. They need to turn it to All Madden.
They do.
Like, real life, they need
You
to turn
brought
it
that
to
up
All
earlier.
Madden.
I agree
Yeah.
with you. Because he's the epitome of what that game and what football is.
Yeah.
Him among a few other guys. But even John Madden has came out and said that, he has lived a fairy tale life. He was a football player, then he was a coach, then he was a broadcaster. He's been around the game of football his entire life, and it was like a dream come true. So shout out to John Madden, man.
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace.
Betty
R.I.P.
White, we ain't forget
Rest in
about you,
peace.
baby.
R.I.P.
Shout out to you too. You know, she been old for like 40 years, so
My whole life.
she lived one crazy life.
Oh no,
One
for real.
crazy
For real.
life.
Full
Man,
life.
like the shit that
Full
she's
life.
seen and the advancements of life that she's seen is crazy.
And I feel like people like that, like, you know, when death does come to them, they're at peace. Because it's like, you know,
I feel
what
you're
else is it?
thankful.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you bless this earth. And, like, what else is it that you can do? Like, even though there's more you could do if you were still here. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your time came. And, like, oh, no, like, disrespecting them. Like, their time really came. So, like, you know.
Bro, Betty White lived through the Roaring 20s, the Depression, World War II, the Vietnam. Like, she lived through everything, bro. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
a
that's
full life.
She
Like, that's-
literally saw.
Not many people get that.
She
you know?
literally seen everything, like, damn near. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not even trying to be funny. Like, from what we've seen through the books that we read about, she literally lived it. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the shit that we read about in history books, she really lived it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's weird to be a part of so many different histories.
So
It's
many
crazy.
different eras.
She came
and-
around. She was pre gasoline car and post. You know, we're shifting over to electric.
Electric, yeah.
She's seen all that
Okay.
shit.
She seen everything.
She was 3 steps away from flying cars and
You
shit.
know what
So
I'm
she's
saying?
seen some
Like-
shit.
So it's pretty dope, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when people like that, I don't know how Rockefeller's still living. That motherfucker got like 30 hearts, but
Sometimes you just gotta throw in the towel, bro.
Cause
Just
he
call
looked
it
like he
quits.
just looked tired.
that's it. No, that's just to the public. That man's like a billionaire. Like, he probably takes a mask off.
Now he's a different
He
person
probably
for
like eats,
Monday and
he
Tuesday.
probably like eats babies or something to stay young.
Right. Hey, when you have that much money, it's like, what don't you do?
Like, yeah, you have to try. You get weird, right?
Yeah, you
experiment
gotta
or
get
something.
weird. It's like you have that much money, you've done everything.
Not
so it's like now we
advocating.
gotta.
If I had
babies.
that much
Wanna
money,
put that
bro,
out.
I'd be like the dude that be like, I'll go out in public. If I had that much money,
I'd probably never be seen. I'd have somebody always have something get me this.
Nah, I
I'm
can't
like,
lie. I'll do some funny shit and go like to a homeless community and be like, hey, y'all, let's go get some houses.
That should be cool. I just like to go knock on someone's random door.
Like,
and
no,
drop
just on
them,
some
like,
funny
10
shit, like
bands or
Body's
something.
houses to be like, all right, yeah, this y'all shit. Hey, look, we're gonna line you up with some jobs. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Let's fuck them up.
Hell yeah.
Let's fuck these neighbors up. So they walk outside, they're like, they're not supposed to be here. They own the house. What you talking about? Like,
We're about to do so much drugs in these houses when he leaves.
and that's fine.
I
Just
had
go to
that much
work.
for days.
Hey, just
Well,
go
I mean,
to,
I
my
like
thing
where-
is just go to work, my nigga. Like,
I like where his head was at. You know
There's
what I'm
got to
saying?
be rules and regulations.
hey, man, it's manageable. Look.
Bury me with my money. bro.
Look, there's people. I'm not saying it's right, but hear me out. It's people that's like, you know, successful drug addicts. There are people like that.
Functioning.
Yeah, functioning drug addicts. You know
I
what I'm
think,
saying?
I think that's like how they like.
Yeah.
Hey, man, but it
You know what I'm
depends because, like,
saying?
if you do heroin or meth, you're.
I ain't just talking about the
you-
straight, just
But
flat
Now,
out.
if you're
basic.
like a Wall Street like banker that does coke, like, who can tell him something?
Everybody does drugs, so it doesn't count. If you smoke cigarettes, if you take caffeine,
That shit cool.
you know what I'm saying?
Let's see you
Travis, you
peeking
about to
over
go
there.
boo boo in a minute, man.
Fuck that, bro. My whole body is like.
We're gonna have to take the Dutch Bros away from you.
I got a medium this time.
Hey,
Normally, I get
I'm a little mad. I'm like, get a large, pour me a little bit in my cup. Anyways, man, circling back to the NFL, the Jaguars head coaching position is open. And they're pursuing, obviously, some of the top offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators in the league. And honestly, if I'm an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator in a good situation, i.e., Todd Bowles, Brian Leftwich for the Buccaneers, I'm not touching that shit.
Hey,
I
so-
feel like you are destined to fail and get fired if you go there.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, I don't keep up on NFL that well. I know, like, certain shit. So, the Jags, their coach was
Urban
Meyer, who was a very successful college coach.
Florida and Ohio State.
All right,
And he
so
started kicking motherfuckers.
I remember seeing the quote from him, and it was, like, early in the season. It was like, it's
you
like
have to
we
work
play,
harder in the it's like
Yeah.
we play Alabama
He was like,
every
it's
week.
like every team is Alabama, and I started dying because he really thought he was gonna go there and like how they
Skate
pay
to
to
the
play
top.
shitty teams
Yeah.
and all that. Like it was gonna be like that, and they're getting their ass beat. That's all I wanted to say. Other than that, I really don't have much to say on that.
I just feel like in a position like that, like they're, like you said, if you're in a good position right now,
Enjoy it.
enjoy it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and go to a situation to where you know, like, you might have to build, but you can succeed.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about the Jaguars is
they don't want to win. I don't think their ownership, I don't even think, wants to win.
they're like the Texans. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're both very similar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're shitty every year, damn near. And perfect example, when they did get to the playoffs that year, when they made the AFC Championship,
Mm-hmm.
they stopped doing what was working for them. They lost the game.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the part that confuses me, because it's like, you know, people could talk shit about the Raiders all they want to. Every 10 years, we at least make the fucking playoffs. We do, bro. Like, every team, every decade,
every decade, we gonna get lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
we
you know
gonna roll
what
them
I'm
motherfucking dice enough.
At least we make the playoffs every decade. Like, you know what I'm saying? In my lifetime, I can say I've seen us in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's just on some real shit.
Yeah, you did.
Compared to the Jags, like, you got our ass whooped. Fuck you. But we got our ass whooped. But compared to that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Jags really...
Head coaching positions in sports, like especially
The
pro
turnover is
sports,
crazy.
it's no, because you're a scapegoat. That's all you are. I would say like college, they get treated like royalty. Like the coaches there, I feel like.
Well, you gotta think
like,
of like how they built their programs, though.
But that's what I'm saying. So head coaching jobs in most pro sports, like you either get lucky to go into a team that's already doing good. There's the fucking Popoviches and like Bill Belichick, who's
Mike Tomlin's.
Always
the Steelers
been
only had
winning.
three.
The
The
Steelers
Steelers have only had three
organization,
coaches. 3.
so it's like I wouldn't.
3.
That shit it seems so shitty. It's like.
That's fucking crazy.
Especially in a situation like the Jags. You get fired mid-season, then they bring in somebody, the media's going to build it up to this whole big thing, like this guy's going to come and be a savior, and then they're going to perform the same. So now it looks like it's directly his fault, but it's not much you could
like,
do.
you know, you're getting put in a shitty situation, and like, you know, this is professional shit. This is not college where, like, you know, a year or two you can get your recruits and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta, like, you know, build with what you have and like get some draft picks and try to make some trades, XYZ. But like, you know what I'm saying? The owners might not want who you want. So like, you know, it gets crazy compared to college, to where the coach is like, nah, this is what I want. This is who the kids I want to come in. Compared to the pros, like, you know, it's way more politics because it's about the bread. Like, you know,
So how many teams don't want to win? They just want to sell tickets.
exactly.
Hey man, keep my salary cap to this much, and we gonna go out here and sell as many tickets as we can. That's why, not to switch sports, but that's why I feel like if the Lakers were to trade Westbrook, a team like the Pistons would pick him up. Westbrook's fun to watch. They'll sell tickets, put asses in the seats.
Westbrook's not fun to watch. Not if he plays for your team.
Not if you want to win, but if you want to have some fun and watch him do some
If you
crazy
want to be
shit.
stressed the fuck out, yeah, go watch him play in the fourth quarter for your favorite team, and you'll be very upset.
Yeah, it's a little scary, man. Jumping back to the NFL, just recently we've seen some crazy shit go down that I've never seen. Antonio Brown left mid-game for the Buccaneers. Mind you, it was a tough game for the Bucs versus the Jets. The Jets were fucking bringing it the entire game. Buccaneers played from behind until the very last 12 seconds when they finally took the lead. And there's been controversies coming out on why AB left. There's his mental health thing. There's people saying that the Buccaneers didn't want to pay him his incentives because he was a handful of catches and yards away from $1 million, or a sum up to $1 million. And then there's other shit coming out that I heard that Bruce Arians told him to get back into the game. AB said, hey, I'm too hurt to get back in. Bruce Arians asked him again. He refused. He said, hey, you're done from the team mid-game. Cut him mid-game. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And AB took his shit off and left. So there's a bunch of rumors. We don't really know what's going on. How do y'all feel about that shit?
If it's the injury thing,
Yeah.
I feel that I don't agree with the incentive, because just last year they purposely was feeding AB the ball multiple plays in a row so he could get his incentive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but I don't think that that's the case. Tom Brady and him are like homies, and you know Tom Brady has a lot of pull in that organization. So
We're going to have to deal with Elijah running his mouth some more. We're going to find out.
I just don't think that that's why. I can see the injury thing. Also, it's a player, it doesn't bode well to the fact that all he's ever had for these last few years is a bunch of bullshit and controversy. So like,
it's not helping him out whatsoever.
Not at all.
Hey, I was a big I didn't want them to cut AB right after the whole COVID debacle with him getting a fake COVID card, because we just lost Chris Godwin. Why are you looking at me like that?
What the fuck? I was listening. Like, here he go.
Why is he doing that?
Hey, see, y'all about to see the real Levi. Like, see, this the shit I be talking about. This the shit I be talking about. You're about to see the real Levi.
Elijah weird, bro. Oh shit.
Here
Anyways, hey, we just lost Chris Godwin. The homie tore his ACL, and now we cut Antonio Brown. So that's 2 All-Pro receivers that are cut from the team in a matter of 2 weeks. So it's a struggle, man. So I was really a strong believer and advocate for keeping Antonio Brown. But with that being said, the motherfucker left mid-game. I'm like, what is going on? That's just it's too much. It's too much drama with this
it's
motherfucker.
Never how in situations like this, it's rarely ever one thing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I've seen every on Twitter. I've seen every single thing that you talked about. You know what I'm saying? It might be a combination of all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
yeah. We'll probably never know the truth. The only people that know the truth is people in the organization, and they're not gonna want to come out and say.
Yeah.
But his track record to me says, get this dude the fuck out of here. It's too much.
Yeah,
He signed his fucking death certificate of being in the NFL. There's no other team that's gonna sign this guy, and it sucks because still right now he's a top 5 receiver in the NFL.
But it's almost like even if he was in the right this time, you act how you act.
That's not right. Even if he was right, the way that transpired was
but I'm
just
saying
wrong.
even if whatever happened, but just come on.
If you're a professional, my thing is about it, how you said, a certain way you handle things, I guess. But at the same time, we're not them. So we don't know exactly what happened to where it transpired to him reacting like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, these are grown men, and pride, ego, all that gets involved. And at that level, it's you could talk shit to me all you want to. I still have money.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to college, you're not going to see that because they don't got money like that. They don't have money like that. Not God, have money like that. You feel me? So that comes into play too. Pride, ego. Their pockets are already straight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obvious that the dude's pockets wasn't hurting when he wasn't playing. He's still chilling.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he been in the league for a while, made his dough,
and then some.
And for
the
silly
little call God thing, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
So when that gets involved too, it's you don't really know. So outside looking in, it do look fucked up. Oh, he tripping, but we really don't know.
Yeah. Because he was on the shop on LeBron's show one time.
Yeah.
And he was talking. He was saying some good shit, some fucked up behind the scenes shit that was happening.
With the Steelers.
Yeah. And I know that Antonio Brown has a low-key beef with Bruce Arians, the head coach of the Buccaneers. So they probably been skating on thin ice this entire time. And especially with that COVID shit, if he was on any other team, homie would have been cut after that. It's bro, you have fucked up so much, and you keep fucking up.
But that shows what type of character Bruce Arians is, though. In a good way. Because, you're still fucking up, and I'm still, I'm still...
What, your phone? What is that? Must be somebody's phone over there.
Oh, Lige, you got your phone charging on the floor?
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
But no,
man, I was we're about to fucking die right now.
That shows what type of coach he is. He's
even though he doesn't like him like that,
he's a human being.
Yeah, he's look, I get
he's
it.
understanding.
Yeah,
and that's what I like about Bruce Arians. He really is a dope ass coach. He's that OG that comes in with the Kango and really does his thing. It's pretty dope.
And he don't take no shit.
Yeah, and he's a player's coach, like you're saying, for sure. All his track record, everywhere that he's been, everybody has loved him.
Yeah, you can't
and
tell
all
me
his quarterbacks have performed great.
Yeah, and you can't tell me one player that's been fuck this coach that. You can't tell me one. From Arizona to Tampa, to anywhere else he's been. You know what I'm saying? He's a dope coach.
Yeah, so man, shout out to Bruce Arians and shout out to Antonio Brown. I don't know what the fuck is going on with you, bro, but you're hurting us right now. Chris Godwin went down, and we needed you to be there. And
bro, I could go play wide receiver. Tom Brady.
Man, the mental means the most to people. Like that keeps you functioning.
Yeah,
honestly.
Now, one of the rumors that kind of came out that people made up was the incentives thing. I'm sure we can all sit at this table and say we agree. We don't think that the incentives was the reason why that transpired. But with that being said, I think we all can agree that, either coaches or GMs or owners fuck players out of their money.
In the NFL, yeah, I think the contracts that get signed in the NFL are fucking ridiculous.
The fact that they're all not guaranteed is crazy to me.
Yeah, because you're like... And then one thing that I noticed, anytime I halfway keep my eye on... it's more surprising when a player doesn't get hurt in an NFL season. People drop like flies. Like, by week 13, 12, 13, half the fucking team is out and shit, even if it's small things. Or it's like, this guy's playing with the broken leg. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and then you go look at basketball where... they have like their players organization. They push for a lot of shit. They're making their money at least there, and it's guaranteed. Like
they're making a lot of money.
Like NFL players, I think
no
are
reason.
paid almost.
The difference between the NBA and NFL is they had lockouts and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that with the league.
That's because all the NFL players have been hitting the head so much they don't know what to do. They got CTE.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's just I feel you. It ain't that, but it's like, it's not that. It's not the same unity amongst NFL players to NBA. Like, the NBA community is completely different from the NFL.
I think the incentive thing in and itself is a little corrupt because at the end of the day, all they have to do is say, you're not suiting up these few games. I want to keep you healthy for playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what do you...
Which brings me back, Victor Cruz, old Giants wide receiver. He's came out and said he has seen, firsthand witness. He's seen a guy sign an incentives deal. Hey, you got to suit up 16 games. 15 games goes by and that 16th is coming up. They're like, hey, we're going to sit you. Maybe he has some little ailments that he's dealing with, a stinger,
like
some little shit. Yeah, a little sprained ankle. And they're like, we think it's best to sit you. So they can save that $330,000 or whatever it may be. Yeah. And that's some corrupt shit that they can't do. And I think probably a lot of corrupt shit is going on in the NFL.
The fact that there's incentive deals in general, like I know there's again to take.
I kind of like the incentive thing.
It's cool, and I
like it, but if you hinder them to not get it, that's
fucked up.
But the incentives is almost like where they make a lot of money. It seems like, you know what I mean. I feel like that's like that pushover, like especially with not everything being guaranteed. Like that's like. It's like trying to hit a fucking sales bonus at a 9 to 5, which I think is ridiculous. These guys are putting their body on the line.
You gotta hit a certain okay, you gotta hit 30 sales this month.
Yeah, and it's like they're fighting for that. And there are people that are like, shit, if I suit up 16 games, I get 300,000. So fuck it. I know my leg is. I know I shouldn't play today, but I'm gonna go line up. Only thing I do like
about the league is when the playoffs come, everybody gets paid the same. It's the only thing I like.
The playoff bonuses.
Yeah. Well, not the only thing I like. I think that's pretty cool.
No,
everybody,
that is cool.
It was equal at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty dope.
Like, we fucked you all season, but now we're gonna look.
Yeah, like the high, like say for instance, you getting 20 mil a week. When playoffs come, everybody gets paid exactly the same.
And I almost get the guaranteed thing in football because players do get injured at such a high rate, but that's almost why they should have guaranteed.
Exactly.
Because this guy's literally putting his body on the line to play a fucking game for you. You know what I'm saying?
Colliding, it's like this is like cars hitting each other.
Yeah. Even just alignment every game. Every fucking play. Bow, bow.
Or even like this. Hey, I'm going to go sign this non-guaranteed deal with you, and then I tear my fucking Achilles, and I'm never the same. And now you want to take the money that we agreed to because I can't perform because I destroyed my body for you?
That's how it works.
Yeah, that shit is fucked up.
At that level, it's very fucked up.
Yeah, because the risk, you're in such a high risk
college too.
job.
You don't do what the coach said, college shit. Your scholarship gone.
Yeah, which is also fucked up.
Yeah, can you imagine that shit? You're on a full ride scholarship. You come from nothing. You have no money. Then you tear your ACL and they take your fucking scholarship for you. Can they do that? Can they do that?
Shit happened to me. Shit.
Oh, yeah, perfect example. Yeah, that shit is fucked up. Come on now.
Shit, like, it's the truth. Like, you get hurt. That shit is a business. It's all politics.
And these are
you're only as good as
kids.
what you can do.
These are
yeah,
fucking
like,
kids.
know what I'm saying? Like, you late teens, early 20s, like, and I don't think that's what they put in consideration. Like, we get hurt and shit. That comes with the game. We shouldn't get punished for that shit.
Yeah.
Like, why do we get punished for getting fucking hurt for playing for y'all?
That shit is crazy.
But it's fucked up. But even almost in like that situation, it like for a school, whatever, like it makes sense almost more than like these multi-million-dollar organizations that are like fucking
are kind of not in that same, but it's relative. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. But it's like, I don't know. They're like, fuck you. We're not giving you those fucking that $2 million, even though this team generates fucking however many millions every time you step on the field and shit. It's crazy to me. Especially because if you look at its like direct counterpart in the NBA, like they do so well with all that shit. Like, as far as it seems, like I'd never hear like you got motherfuckers that shouldn't even be making good money that like make good money.
I think it comes down to who's leading those particular sports. You have Adam Silver in the NBA who does a terrific fucking job, or so it seems, versus you have Roger Goodell in the NFL. There's been so much controversy surrounding this guy. And look at how much money this guy makes in comparison to the players and shit like that. And look at how his money is being allocated to different things. It's insane. So there's, I don't know, it's like the NFL is fucked up.
The commissioner jobs for all of them feel so weird to me. It's like a monarchy and shit. Like there's already somebody being groomed to take it over. You're like,
bro, it's like no like I feel you. It's like no originality to shit. It's just like, hey, we're gonna set you up to do this, and this. When you get it, run with it.
And then you already know they're like,
Jerry Jones said this shit was like a plantation. I mean to cut you off.
No, you.
I was sitting there, I'm like, this nigga like really called these niggas some slaves and shit. Bro, like, but the thing about it is like when Colin Kaepernick took that knee, when Jerry Jones said that shit, me, if I was Dak, Zeke, or anything, I would have took a knee. You telling me they would have got rid of him? Fuck no. I would have did that just because of who I am and I know what I mean to this organization. They wouldn't have got rid of Dak or Zeke if they would have took a knee just like Cap when fucking old Jerry said that shit. But the NBA, big difference. People standing on sidelines taking knees, and people that stood up was still with their brothers, locked arms still. When the NFL is a division.
In the NBA, you have more of a voice, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like you said, the NFL, man, it seems a little scary what's going on in the NFL and the power that some of those people have.
Because the POCs run the NBA. Not even trying to be funny. People of color run the NBA. And it shows, like,
Well, a lot of it, they have that player organization. That does a lot. That does a lot. When that shit was happening just with the protests and George Floyd, like, they were like, people weren't playing.
Yeah, we were not playing today.
And what did they do?
Nothing.
Because not a damn thing.
Yeah, because they can't do nothing. Because they looked at it like this. Holy shit, our entire thing got fucked today because they all talked and said, we're not doing this today.
Yeah.
And they could end it doesn't matter how much power and money they think they have and how much power they think they hold, because the second, and that goes with anything. The second the fucking... the majority like say fuck the few, they always is gonna crumble because like you need a base. But in the NFL, like you guys are saying, it's a division, and like I feel like honestly that shit, football feels inherently racist and shit to me in general, bro. You got all them Texans down there and shit, them big corn-fed boys, and then they're mad as fuck because you have Elijah's, and they're like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like it's already inherently like that. And if you look at a lot of teams, I feel like in the NFL, like, they're in weird places. Jacksonville, Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have a team? I just feel like it's weird to me. Also, I like to.
And I feel what you're saying because they're starting to take a lot of like stadiums and shit. Like it's not a lot. Like Oakland, that shit was in the hood. It really was. Like and it was dope because like yo, as soon as you walk out that stadium, nigga, you're dealing with poverty. Like, but you know what I'm saying? You're dealing with real live shit. You in Oakland, bro. And like, you know, they didn't want to accommodate and like even try to fix up that area for them at all. So that's why they like, we gonna go somewhere else.
I wonder if them tax dollars that was generated at the stadium was allocated
Man,
to
them
that
niggas
area.
was making money games. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had the A's, you had the Warriors and the Raiders all in one fucking parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
All they had to do was just renovate Oracle up to the standards that the Warriors fucking deserve because they've been winning.
Yep.
Literally redo the fucking parking lot. I mean, not the parking lot, the Coliseum. They was gonna put the A's downtown. Or since Golden State went to Frisco, you tear down Oracle, build the A's a fucking baseball stadium, renovate the fucking Coliseum.
Now they lost 2 major teams.
3
Oh, 3. Yeah. All of them.
in one parking lot. How the fuck does that happen? Let that make any sense.
That's a lot of money
That's
lost
a
for
lot
that
of
little
money, yeah.
city.
Okay.
Shit.
And ain't even a
Oakland's
500,000
struggling,
people in Oakland. And we had 3 major ass teams.
But like on
3.
some fucked up shit, that's part of the reason why though. You're gonna start seeing a lot of teams doing that. There's a matter of time before a small organization in the NBA, like one of those smaller teams, end up out here because it's just.
I don't know how Oklahoma City got a team. It's because of the Hurricane Katrina thing, and they just seem to rally behind it.
But look
New
at their
Orleans
fan
back
base
then.
though.
They have
They ass, but it's deep.
And
Like,
then-
you know what I'm saying? It's like they
I
ass.
think they opened it there because of the reception
Yeah.
that they
Like,
got
they
from
asked,
when they
but,
played
like,
their
you know, they
games
got
there
love.
after the hurricane.
So it's like, I don't know.
Lucky motherfuckers.
A lot of teams. That's what I was saying about the NFL. It's just always weird to me. I'm like, why do y'all got a team? New England. Why? What the fuck? Why? You know, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they're running some extra shit. To
I
the shits.
don't get it. I don't get that.
Hey,
shit.
when you sit down and you say, who's more important than the president of the United States? All the NFL owners, or most of them motherfuckers. Those are them guys in that extra ring of different Jerry Jones and shit like that that's doing weird shit. So we don't know what's going on, man. What's in the back of the buses when they're going from city to city playing games and shit?
See them sales?
Yeah. Our concessions are low, so we got to pack a couple extra kilos in the back when we go.
Those stoppers wasn't working, man. We need some nachos or some shit.
I don't know. Football's racist. So
All right, speaking of football, we're towards the end of the season. Playoffs are kind of shaping up. Who are some teams that y'all seeing? I know you.
Yeah, I'm about to take a piss. I'll be right
You in there a little bit and shit. But teams in the AFC, NFC, how y'all feeling about that? Who's coming out of what?
Are on fire right now.
What did they start off like 3-3, and now they're
Something,
11-5.
They're fighting for the #1 spot in the AFC.
Yeah, which the AFC is a low key is a little weak.
It's a little weak. It is.
I think the Bucks and the Packers will smash all of them.
It's going to be interesting where they land for the playoff spots.
Yeah,
That's going to be interesting.
for the matchups.
Yeah, because I don't know how, if Aaron Rodgers catches Tom early, I don't know if that's going to be good.
So with AB and Chris Godwin being out, that's
It's Tom
two
Brady,
big blows.
It's
but
Tom Brady.
at the end of the day, Tom Brady still has Mike Evans. Tom Brady still has Rob Gronkowski. Tom Brady still has, hopefully, a healthy Leonard Fournette and an offensive line with 3 Pro Bowlers and 2 alternates. I think Tom's going to be all right.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, you know, the NFC is going to be very interesting because it's like, it's going to be the Bucks or the Packers. Bucks
It's
or
going to
Packers.
come down to injuries, too.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers have
Injuries,
been ravaged by
COVID.
injuries. Yeah.
COVID, because, like, you know, people get hit with COVID.
What happens if we go into a game and, like, Aaron Rodgers gets COVID? Does he just play? They don't
Packers
tell
are
nobody?
fucked. Packers are fucked. They better off just not saying nothing.
Yeah, like shit like that has to happen because when you're the outcome of so much money and there's so much at stake, and say this dude is was asymptomatic and he's chilling, do you really think they're gonna be like, "Hey, man, Aaron Rodgers can't play on
Bro,
Sunday"?
didn't Aaron Rodgers play like half the season without even being vaccinated?
He's still not vaccinated.
But didn't nobody know till like half the season? They was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers ain't get vaccinated, y'all. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, he's like,
I thought
"Hey,
we
Kyrie's
all
taking
were-
the heat for this
It's
shit.
going to
We
be
ain't
it's going to
tripping."
be interesting because, like, you know,
Everybody's like,
gonna
fucking
be
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Man, y'all done with this NFL bullshit?
All right, so I know Travis got here on the pod, man. Huh? Oh,
bro, this coffee has me like.
Here, slide the rest of that little skeet over here, man.
Heart's
I don't want you to die. He's been pacing back and forth and shit. Shout out to Dutch Bros and the crack y'all put into this shit because my little brother is going off.
Straight crack, baby.
All right, so
Probably.
I wanted to give my
You're making me nervous.
thoughts on the NFL playoffs, but we'll run that back. Trav, take it away, bro.
We're gonna like start it off.
There's some big UFC fights in the first month or two this year.
Oh, I didn't know. I just.
I know there's some guys you want to talk about, man.
I just didn't want to talk about NFL anymore. Specifically, I felt lost.
Kyle been feeling. What are y'all drinking?
Huh? Bro, that beer.
Alcohol,
you know how that beer just
beer and twisted
water. I've been drinking beer and water.
Yeah.
I'm a human being. I have to pee. Like,
Go to the
every now
bathroom.
and then.
Y'all some crazies, man. Y'all went to the bathroom 17 times and shit.
Literally first time, but okay.
Shit.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Bro.
All right,
I'm
so
awake,
all right.
Alert.
Follow me here. Ready? UFC fights, bro.
UFC. I think
we got
the first
Francis
big one is
Ngannou.
Francis and Cyril. I'm gonna look at the card.
Yeah, go ahead, look it up, man. Francis, there's a lot of implications coming from this fight. His UFC contract is up after this fight. There's been some big money problems going around. Francis Ngannou, not saying he's broke, but the homie needs to get paid. It seems like there's so long durations in between his fights, and the homie barely gets touched because he knocks everybody out. So,
hey, but before we go super far into this, the week before that one is that the Calvin Cater and fucking Giga Chickadees.
Yeah.
You know the bald homie.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
Travis's guy, man. We've been watching him for a minute.
He's gonna be at the top of that division in featherweight. He's a fucking monster. I think he could take on Brandon Moreno or Figueiredo. Personally, because he was such a good kickboxer. But I just want to throw that out there. The money thing with the UFC has obviously been a fucking reoccurring thing in there, but at the end of the day, it's only going to get better as more time goes, and it almost goes back to what we're talking about. The more UFC fighters speak on it together and in unity, it's going to put pressure on the top people always. But also at the end of the day, like, they know how much they're making, so I don't feel bad that Francis Ngannou's talking about he doesn't have enough money, because I got to imagine these guys get this money and they're like just being very frivolous with it.
Well, when you're the heavyweight UFC champion of the world, there's a lot of money that needs to be spent in order to have that upkeep of shit.
I feel
you
that.
need good food. You need training partners. You need fucking high-end recovery that you're spending a lot of money on. This shit costs a lot. And
But do
since
you
they
need
don't,
it, or are you just doing it because you have the money?
No, you need that shit.
But
if
they-
LeBron
but a lo-
James is spending $2 million a year,
LeBron's different though.
but what I'm saying is he's a high-end athlete in his own right.
No,
So
I feel
if
you.
you have a job where you get punched in the face and you do punching in the face, you need to recover, man. That
I
shit
get what
costs
you're saying,
a lot.
but I think what people have to put in perspective with the money thing in the UFC is 20 years ago, the champion of the UFC that was a tournament then, so the person winning the tournament, he's
Making 50 grand or something.
training in a grungy ass gym using what he has available to him, and most of the guys that make it to the top, that's where they have to start. So I understand what you're saying, but it's like it's gonna just take time. Boxing has been around for a fucking 100 years. That's why they're like, we're gonna give this guy $50 million for this fight, which is crazy. And for me, and I feel like, at least just for me personally, like, UFC is a lot more entertaining in a sense, just because there's just more to it. But again, like, it's gonna take time to build that up. Yeah, you maybe have these other smaller promotions like, oh well, we're gonna offer these fighters all this money, but they're not gonna be around. Like, UFC is gonna be around. Like, they're the top for a reason. So I think some people just need to buy in and keep it rocking. Because look at what they did to Conor. They take care of you if you're selling the pay-per-views, and if you're bringing in money, you're getting taken care of. So they got to think about it like that too. It is a business, and they're not just there. Like, as much as they're there to fight, you have to be marketable. And like, a lot of UFC fighters, as good as they are, they're not marketable because they're just like, I just want to fight.
Slow, and they don't talk about.
So
shit.
that's why Conor, like, he took this crazy leap, or a guy like Sean O'Malley, who he just barely got ranked, but anytime he fights, it's a big thing because how he talks and just the personality. Even Colby Covington. if you don't like him, he's still figured out, like, okay, you got to do more than just come in and win. Or you have to be so dominant. But even, like, the dominant guys, they're not getting crazy paychecks because they have nothing else behind them. You're behind the scenes until your fight, and then you do your little post interview, whatever, and then nobody sees you. You have to start marketing yourself and or taking what they're giving you because you're not getting paid bad and putting that in something and getting something out. Conor did proper 12. I'm going to keep on bringing him up because how he did it. Khabib, he never got crazy paydays or fight of the night bonuses, but he seems like he's content with living in a mountain in Russia. So he has money. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think some of these guys, they feel like, oh, I'm going to start, I'm the champ now, I'm going to do this. You got to live, like, in your means, I feel like, in a sport like that, because you could get knocked out in a second, and then you're in a whole different, like, brass with it. And on top of that, again, like, it's going to take time. 10 years from now, these fighters are going to be making significantly more. And again, the more pressure they put on people, the more they'll make. With that being said, I think Francis Ngannou might lose anyways.
Because of the diverse fighting style that Gon has. This guy came in, like, the thing about the heavyweight division in the UFC is that a lot of these guys aren't skillful. They just hit very hard.
And can take a hard hit.
Meanwhile, you have, Cyril Gane, who looks every bit the part. This guy's only been in the sport for, 3-ish years, 4 years, whatever it may be. But he looked like a martial artist in there. He was mixing it up. He was throwing his kicks. He was throwing his hands. He was fighting in the clinch. He could take you to the ground. This guy's more complete. But Francis Ngannou just has that ungodly power.
For, like, a lack of a better comparison, though, he stands back. He waits for his big punch. Or he has a fight where he just goes in and he's literally just throwing lefts and rights till he connects. And
but
he drops
I feel like people forget how great of a fighter Stipe is, and Ngannou just destroyed him.
He did,
second
but
fight.
one, it's like that was his first fight where, like, you're like, okay, you went in there to fight skillfully and not to just try to.
He didn't have to do it any other time in the last 3 years.
I feel that, but it's also like, okay, and then you have Cyril Gane, who's coming in, though, and he's putting on, like, performances against people. He doesn't look sloppy. He looks clean. Why do you think he got the title shot so quick?
Yeah, no, this dude looks outstanding. He's
grabbing you and hitting you with the elbow, catching you with the body, going to take you down. Like, it's just, that's what the fight, that's what it is now. Like, Francis Ngannou, I like him, and it was inevitable that, like, with how things were going, he was going to win eventually. Stipe was already on a downslope in the sense of just injuries. He was talking about it himself. Like, he wasn't going to fight much longer. Now you're having a guy that's younger than you and is or they're, like, the same age. Or
yeah, Stipe's, like, 36 or some shit.
So I'm saying with Cyril coming in, he's younger. He's in athletic prime. He obviously is fucking. I think he's gonna dominate, like, not dominate him, but obviously if Francis catches him, he's dropping him. But everybody knows that. He knows that going in that he has power. Like, he's not gonna be oblivious to it. So, but then again, like, if Francis Ngannou comes in just throwing punches at you, you're kind of fucked. Even if you're catching him on your arms, I got to imagine that shit hurts very bad.
It does. So that fight's gonna be interesting. The fact that there's controversy just at this table with you and me just shows how either direction that this fight could go. But I just feel like with Ngannou's power, man, and he just got the title. This will be his first title defense, which the title does not get defended often in succession in the heavyweight division because it's just. These guys are too strong, man. You get clipped just a little bit. You can go night-night real quick. But in addition to that big fight, what are some other highlights or cards that you see?
Well, the same thing Brandon Moreno and Figueiredo fight, like
the fourth time? I think they have fought each other 4 times in a row.
Yeah,
man.
And
I can't get enough of this shit.
Yeah, because one of them won. And then I think Moreno, they drawed.
Yeah, and then Moreno won too.
Moreno won, and then now they're fighting again. So it's 1-1 and 1 right now.
Yeah, this shit is wild.
This is like the ultimate tiebreaker for real. Like,
and if you go back and watch their fights, man, it's so much fun to watch.
Hey,
Brandon Moreno is one of my favorite fighters. He actually trains at the gym I go to. I ain't never seen his little ass, but that he's gangster, bro.
he just likes to play with Legos. It's so funny. He's like super into Legos.
Simple life. Simple life, baby.
I think when he won, they're like, "What are you gonna do?" Or blah blah blah. He's like, "I'm just gonna buy a bunch of Legos." Or something. He said some shit. I was like, "That's dope. It's dope." Figueiredo's he's a scrapper. His look.
That dude is cold.
He's nice.
He's cold.
He's nice.
What's some other fights, man? We're gonna end this pod with some fight talk or fight update talk, and then we'll dive in deeper and shit on another episode.
Just Izzy
and Robert Whittaker. When's that? February?
Early February. February 12th.
Y'all don't follow at all. You know Izzy, right?
I like Izzy.
That's gonna be
Izzy is cold, bro.
I like Izzy.
This is gonna be the biggest fight I think Izzy's had in a long time. And take away the Jan fight where he went up, but I think that fight was almost, not to say it didn't matter, but he was basically like, I'm gonna see if I could do it.
Yeah.
This fight right here, Robert Whittaker is the only guy in the middleweight division that I think can even touch Izzy, and I don't think he's gonna. Yeah. But if Izzy wins again, he's cleared that division now.
Yeah, so
he's king of that division, and he's already beat Robert Whittaker once, so don't get it twisted. He's already knocked him out.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's still, like, Robert Whittaker is still good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited as fuck for that fight because Izzy's like my favorite fighter.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all put me on Izzy.
Can you hit record on her? What bullshit is it talking? Yeah. Thank you, sir. See, I caught that shit, boy. What?
Yeah, no, I think Izzy's gonna. I want him to just come in, do his thing, win, but again, like, he's king of that middleweight division at that point. Because even like the guys that they're fighting on the same card, they're the co-main event, Jared Cannonier and Derek Brunson. Basically, whoever wins that fight's gonna fight for the middleweight title next. Those are the two top contenders in a sense. Mm-hmm. Izzy's already beat the shit out of Derek Brunson. He made him look bad. Like, he knocked him out. And then Jared Cannonier, I don't.
I think he's still.
I'm not
getting
sold on him. He's fought like heavyweight in a heavyweight fight, and now he's fighting in a middleweight fight.
But he brought that power. He brought the power and explosiveness that he had at heavyweight to middleweight. That dude is gangster.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. But Jared Cannonier and Robert Whittaker fought, and Robert Whittaker beat the shit out. He broke his arm.
But he broke his arm in the first round. Like, Robert Whittaker threw a kick, Jared Cannonier blocked it and broke his arm. Then the homie proceeded to fight like 3 or 4 more rounds or whatever. Was it 3 or 5?
I think it was a main event 5.
So 5. He fought 4 more rounds with a broken arm. So shout out to him. That was gangster.
But no, I think Izzy's gonna.
So if Izzy wins that fight, the problem is, like you said, he cleared out the division. There's no fight to make there. There's no up and coming guy that is
just
even
right now
tasteful to fight him. You know what I'm saying?
That's right now. I think that shit where, like, everybody gets to the top of their division and then feels like they have to go to another one because Conor, like, even in the video games, like, you have, like, I don't think that has to be a thing. John Jones sat there and defended that light heavyweight title for like 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
And you could very well do that. Anderson Silva was doing the same shit. He was in the same, like, defending
I was
his
talking
title
about the money
nonstop.
situation earlier. I don't know about UFC, but in boxing, yeah, if you get more money if you move up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, and then even just in a sense of, like, if he moves up and it's like, it could just be a big fight. And pay-per-views are just stupid important in the UFC. So it's like, and Izzy's a guy that probably gets paid well because people like to watch him fight.
Because he has a mouthpiece.
He's a
he
draw.
can market himself.
He's entertaining.
And he's just goofy. Like, I know people that don't even know UFC, but they're like, oh, that's the dude that, like, did was doing fucking Naruto jutsus and then runs. So you're like, okay.
So they fuck with him.
So yeah, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't be mad if he stays in that division and just keeps, because he defends a lot. Like, it's not even like he turns down fights. Like, he's ready. He always wants to fight. He'll take the biggest fight, the hardest fight.
Yeah,
so,
he's just a fighter, man.
I mean, it is what it is.
There's no politics with him.
Yeah, I like that.
What, his fucking kickboxing record is literally like 70-something and 3, I think. Like, I'll look it up to get the real one. It's ridiculous. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, y'all are the ones that introduced me to Izzy. You know what I'm saying? And just being around you guys and just watching some of the fights or whatever. Yeah, I can say I'm a fan for sure.
Yeah, the homies.
I can definitely see the appeal.
Yeah, he's
nice.
And
he knows what he's doing, and then like you said, like he's entertaining outside of the ring too.
His growth though, like in particular, his ground defense, him on his back, he grew so much.
Yeah.
In my opinion, in just last year and a half or so.
So he has a 5-1 professional boxing record, a 75-5 kickboxing record, and then he's 20-1 right now in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, the homie's
and
just
his loss was literally against a guy that was like 20 pounds heavier than him or some stupid shit.
And he moved up. It was like he didn't take long enough to move up and put on the weight properly.
He did it in
Day
a few
of the
months.
fight, he weighed like 203. The limit was 205, and then his opponent day of the fight was like 230. So it was a big difference in the weight category.
And it's crazy because even the dude that he fought said he was like, I was expecting him to be faster, but he was a lot stronger than what I expected.
Yeah.
So that means even at him not even going up right, he still had power in his hand. Like he had a lot of power in his hands, and he still looked nice when they were like up. Like when they were striking, he looked nice. Once he got him on his back, though, I just felt like he was just too big and too strong. Because even Izzy, he just got put on his back by a good wrestler recently, and he literally reversed it and was on top. Like, you know what I mean? So like he has the knowledge and he can do it. But that guy was so much bigger than him.
The other cat was
mass moves mass.
He was a black belt, and he had 30 pounds on him, so it was big. All right, man. So there's some good fights in the first quarter of this year coming up in the UFC. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. I want to see them fights. But I'm going to end this pod, man. I know we jumped around a little bit, but I'm going to get weird, and I'm going to, mix it up with the edits and shit like that. So it's going to be fun. But I appreciate it, man. We got Elijah coming out with Perfect, the video soon. So be on the CB5 and Randy doing their thing. Be on the lookout for that. But in addition to that, Elijah just dropped Rut. Man, go run that thing up. You stuck in the rut, but we're gonna end it like that. Happy holidays, happy New Year, man. I appreciate it.
This was dope. This was dope.